I'm glad to have this opportunity to share my thoughts about COVID-19 with you. I have divided my presentation into three parts. I am going to start with Taiwan's unique position in the international law. Then I will talk about the present situation about COVID-19 from May to June. 2021 have serious and a large number of explosions in cases recently. And finally, I would introduce the situation that's being lack of vaccine right now. The first is Taiwan holds a unique position in the international law. Taiwan holds a unique position in the realm of international law. Domestically, Taiwan possesses all the qualities of a normal country, including citizenship, territorial jurisdiction, government, and sovereignty. Taiwan is sovereign by the international law definition. It's an ultimate authority independent of other authorities in the world. However, Taiwan does not have a common recognition internationally. However, Taiwan does not have a common recognition international. Because of the history Taiwan, it is not clear divided while Taiwan is belong to China or an independent country. Lead to the government of People's Republic of China thinks that Taiwan is a part of China, but Taiwan don't think so. That China want to force Taiwan recognize that Taiwan is dependent on China. This is the reason why China suppressed Taiwan participate in international organizations. The following are the examples of the world organizations that Taiwan cannot join or cannot participate in with the name of Taiwan or Republic of China. The first is the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Second is World Health Organization. Third is International Civil Aviation Organization. Fourth is Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. The final is Food and Agriculture Organization.
Second, I'll introduce the serious and large number of explosions in cases recently. Since the global outbreak of the COVID-19, Taiwan has been successfully blocking the invasion of the virus. Taiwanese people are proud of the zero confirmed record of local infections for 8 consecutive months from April to December 2020. Such strict prevention and control measures over time have caused the Taiwanese people to have a false sense of safety, mistakenly thinking that the community is safe and the COVID-19 cannot enter. This wrong mentality of epidemic prevention also makes people lose sight of the COVID-19. We don't have to be vigilant. In particular, the quarantine measures for Taiwan Airlines crew members have been gradually relaxed from the earliest home quarantine on the 14th to 3+11, forming an infection control breach. Plus, the hotel standard for epidemic prevention. There was a negligence in the operation process, and eventually a mass infection incident broke out in the Novotel Hotel for China Airlines pilot. After quarantine, it was discovered that the COVID-19 by Novotel China Airlines was a British mutant strain B117, and the sequence of viruses derived from the Wanhua Tea House cluster at multiple locations was also the same. Some analyses say that the British variant virus is likely to be introduced into the community due to clustering cases. And medical staff are under tremendous pressure. There are a lot of scars on the face and long hours of work, and there are also problems with understaffing. The problem of understaffing, so New Taipei City government issued a retirement medical call order. Hope can alleviate the problem. The line chart and table chart clearly shows the numbers increase month by month. COVID-19 caused Taiwanese people to panic, make people panic buying in many hypermarkets. Government have put purchase limits on items including instant noodles, rice, and so on in order to prevent shoppers from stockpiling. The situation that being lack of vaccines right now. After successfully keeping coronavirus at bay, Taiwan is currently in the grip of its first serious outbreak. Taiwan is desperately seeking vaccines to protect its people, and Taiwan's giant neighbor, China, has offered to help. But this puts Taiwanese leaders in a dilemma. Should they accept assistance from a country that wants to see Taiwan cease to exist as a self-governing entity? Or to put it another way, is the virus more important than politics? So far, Taiwan has said no to Beijing. The dilemma did not exist until the middle of this month. Up until then, Taiwan had seen only 1,500 or so infections and just 12 deaths. But then cases began to increase sharply. On 27th May, alone Taiwan reported 13 deaths, and few people in Taiwan are protected against the virus. Up until last week, Taiwan had received around only 7,000 vaccine doses, but 1% of the population of 23 million had received a jab. On 25th May, Health Minister Chen Shizhong said 2 million shots would arrive in June, 10 million by the end of August. Taiwan is working to expand vaccination, with imported vaccine doses continuing to arrive, wrote on Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen on Twitter. A series of spokespeople in Beijing have made it clear that China is willing to supply the island with the vaccines it needs. But saying yes would not be an easy political decision for Taiwan because the two sides are political foes. Taiwan leaders favor more independence for the island, something China forcefully resists. Beijing believes Taiwan is part of its own territory and wants it to unify with the main island. If Taiwan accepts Chinese vaccines, it could appear as though Beijing is more able to look after the people of Taiwan than the island's leaders. If Taiwan declines the jabs, Taipei might look as though it is disregarding the health of its own population. In that case, Taiwan could end up looking really bad. Hong Xiuzhu, a senior figure in the opposition KMT party, recently reminded the president that the real enemy was the virus, not Beijing, and urged her to accept Chinese vaccines as quickly as possible. Others have offered a similar message. The state-run Global Times ran a headline accusing Ms. Tsai of ignoring the mainland's kindness and pleas for jabs from her own people. Taiwan's president has hit back in a bid to bolster her position. On 28 May, she said China has scuppered the island's negotiations to secure supplies of the BNT vaccination. We reject outside interference in our work to bring vaccines to Taiwan. and oppose attempts to exploit vaccine supply for political purposes. She wrote, Ms. Tsai is keen to paint China as a hindrance, not a help. In the end, we believe Taiwan will survive this difficult patch. That is partly because many people in Taiwan do not want Chinese-made vaccines. They worry about their safety and efficacy. Taiwan has captured our imagination at the moment because it has done so well before. Success should help keep infections relatively low and prevent the issue of vaccines causing Taiwan lasting political damage. This is the end of our report. Thanks for your listening.